Michael Chandler, how's it going, man?
I'm living the dream, man. Thank you for having me.
Hey, it's my pleasure. But, we have this segment that we do with certain individuals before we get into the long life story interview, and people are just infatuated with what guys like you are carrying, what your mindset is, how you protect yourself, or how you plan on protecting yourself and your family every day.
Yeah.
And so we call this the Everyday Carry Pocket Dump series. So if you carry a blade, if you carry a weapon other than thunder and lightning, then people want to hear what you have to say. So, excuse me. So what do you carry to protect yourself?
Yeah, so obviously I've been well-versed in hand-to-hand combat for 22 years, so obviously I'm continuing to train martial arts now, mixed martial arts, wrestling before that. But when it comes to actual apparatuses that I have a Sig P365 sitting next to my bed, 45. I do carry a knife with me sometimes, not all the time. And we do a really cool, I know one of your previous guests, Tim Kennedy, I'm partners with him on something called Operation Black Site. And we were doing wound packing and all kinds of cool stuff on these fake things. So I did just get myself an actual trauma kit. So it's got a tourniquet in it. It's got quick packing, was it called hydrostatic or hyperstatic, packing gauze that basically clots the blood and all that kind of stuff, which was something as of late I thought I've got 2 kids, I got my wife. Obviously that's for me personally, but then also with the way that the world is going today, having a kit at my house, having a kit in my vehicle, at least close to my person to be able to, if I need to, be the hero, right? I try to be the hero in my own story. And God forbid, we hope we never have to use it, but
yeah,
if we do.
What type of blade are you carrying? Do you know?
I have a Crimson Tactical. It's funny. I grew up fishing. When Spyderco was a big knife back in the day when I first kind of started carrying a knife. So I still have a Spyderco, Crimson Tactical. I have a Gerber as well. And then just on this last little camping trip, hunting trip we did, I have a deal with Melon, the hat company, and they always give us really cool gifts. I actually don't know what the brand of the knife is, but it's got Melon family on it, so it's kind of a cool little thing. So a couple little knives and a couple guns sitting in my gun safe and next to my bed at the house.
Nice. You sound like you're more into learning how to use the tool than getting into the weeds on what the actual brand is, which is nice to hear. So
for me, if it's, you want it to be obviously reliable, there needs to be some brand recognition, which comes with reputation, obviously. But yeah, it's, to me, it's luckily, I feel like I'm a human weapon as well. So no matter what the tool is, I don't want the tool to fail me, but I know my tool, my human body will not fail me because of the training I get to do.
Very true. So you don't carry a firearm currently?
No.
Is there a reason for that?
I don't have my carry license. I don't think we need one in Tennessee, right?
You don't need it anymore in this state.
You don't need it. I think it's more for me, comfortability. I've just been so busy with, and of course that's like everybody's excuse, right? I just get too busy. I don't shoot enough, or I haven't done enough training, or maybe my wife doesn't feel 100% comfortable with it, or all these different things are excuses that we make, right? I did get a M&P 9mm Easy. That's a very compact 9mm, very easy and quick to use. I got my wife a 380 M&P Easy. I think it's 380, 370. So that would be that's what I'm looking at, but I have not carried one. Not carried it yet.
I'm going to try to change that today.
Okay.
So I got some buddies over at Sig, and they wanted me to give this to you.
No way, man.
So this is... Wow. I'm not just saying this. This is the best subcompact carry gun on the market. It's the Sig P365 Macro Legion.
Oh my goodness.
So, it sounds like you're into guns a little bit, firearms a little bit. That is all metal. That's all metal. They don't make things that are all metal now. It comes with that optic on top. Sig redid their whole optics line. But yeah,
goodness. Well, and it's these kind of moments, these kind of things, these kind of, because we're all just like you and me. If we walked into the mixed martial arts gym, or the next person who walked into the mixed martial arts gym, somebody who understands and says, hey, this is how I do it or how I would do it. And it gives you that extra little bit of vote of confidence, man. And obviously Sig, like I said, I got a Sig sitting next to my bed. Not an EDC gun because it's a big old 45. And this is a
9mm. So what's good about that too is that's about the same size as all the other subcompacts.
Yep.
But that one holds 17 rounds in the magazine plus one in the pipe. So you got 18 round carry capacity. It's got the compensator on the front that's going to help you manage your recoil a lot better. And they just did a hell of a job designing that weapon. They designed the magazine first for the carry capacity and then the gun around the magazine.
And I do love the size of the grip. It's a little bit longer, compared to the size of the compactness of the actual nuts and bolts of the vehicle.
All that will help you control the recoil, get a better grip, which in turn makes you be able to shoot faster and more accurately.
Absolutely. So, well, I got some more shooting to do, and I did just buy myself a holster as well. So, see how she fits in there and start carrying her a little bit.
Yeah, I do.
Man, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And when it comes to self-defense, usually the guys I'm talking to are all very into firearms. We don't talk a lot about hand-to-hand. So I'm just curious, what advice do you have for people that are looking in to protect themselves that don't necessarily want to carry a firearm or a blade? There's a lot of people that just aren't comfortable doing it. So, but they still want to be able to protect themselves. Where do they start?
Man, you use the word comfortable. I mean, I think that's what it is, right? We were called to put ourselves into scenarios, real life scenarios or constant training scenarios that continues to increase our confidence, right? As a mixed martial artist, as a guy who steps into a cage to fight in front of millions of people at my greatest moment of opportunity, it's all about confidence. It's all about comfortability. Whether it be, the answer of, hey, what's the best martial art? Should I do boxing? Should I do kickboxing? Should I do grappling, wrestling? To me, I always look at it like we got two arms, we got two legs. I fight a guy my size, right? I think the wrestling and grappling aspect of it, of body mechanics, weight shifting, the grappling, the actual hand-to-hand combat side of things, more than just the distance striking. But the beautiful thing is, obviously, me fighting in the UFC has continued to commercialize and continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger and make known mixed martial arts and people's love for mixed martial arts. So there's a mixed martial arts gym on every corner these days. I've got a gym here in town in Nashville MMA here in Nashville, Tennessee. So there's no shortage of classes, self-defense classes, boxing classes, grappling classes, mixed martial arts classes around the entire world. So I would just say my encouragement would be, even if you don't feel like you're going to compete, you're not a professional mixed martial artist like me, still get in there and challenge yourself too, because at the end of it all, especially as men, we were created for a battle to fight, an adventure to have, and a beauty to win. And so many of those battles to fight and those adventures to have can be found in the suck, can be found in the valley and in the pain and in the expanding of yourself inside of a mixed martial arts gym. And then who doesn't want to be a little bit more dangerous? Who doesn't want to be a little bit more self-confident? I think every single thing that ails us these days has so much to do with our lack of adventure and our lack of testing ourselves and our lack of the battles to fight. So luckily, there's a mixed martial arts gym near you, me, and everybody else listening around the world right now.
That's excellent advice. I do have one more question. This is my own. I used to teach tactics and in firearms, and a question that I would get all the time, because I wouldn't travel. I was always in Florida when I did this, and one question I would get all the time is how do you find somebody that's legit? Because I'm sure it's the same in mixed martial arts. You got all these, you have a lot of super legit teachers and instructors and people that can show you, but you probably have a shit ton of posers and people that have no business teaching.
Yeah.
How would you advise people to sift through the bullshit and find the real ones?
I think it's I think it's just like anything, just like firearms training, just like training to do anything. You're going to have your first experience, and maybe for the first month, 2 months, 6 months, it seems like this is the right teacher, until you get deeper and deeper into things. You know, I mean, passion reveals a lot of things. When you get a passion for something, you just tend to, as a human being, peel back the layers, do more of a deeper dive, do more research, and you'll be able to find more. I mean, it all comes back to experience and reputation, right? You know, for me, as a guy who's trying to compete at the highest level, the guy who's trying to be a world champion, it's all about the confidence I have in my trainers, the trainers' confidence in me, and then also their reputation. How many world champions have they trained? How many big training camps and big fights have they been in? Because that's where I need to be. But to your everyday average person who is also just trying to become more of a human weapon, to be a little bit more dangerous, it doesn't need to be crazy world-class teaching, especially if you are at your very, very green beginner self. And then just like anything, you continue to level up your coaching, level up your mentorship, level up the people that you surround yourself with. But instead of thinking global, you think local right away. Who is the best person I can find within my proximity right now until I get from point A to point B, until I've kind of somewhat outgrown, if you will, the teaching, the teachers, the gym. Even me owning a mixed martial arts gym here in town, we have great instructors, great coaches, right? But I'm not going to be so naive to think that maybe there will be fighters that will outgrow us and they need to go to the next big gym, or come follow me and train with me down in Florida at the gym that I train with the guys I train with at down in Florida for my next fight, right? So a lot of times you can trust your gut, you know, in so many different avenues, right? And especially in this world of social media. And I could convince you and you and you and everybody of anything if I just have the right marketing plan on my little social media phone, right?
Yeah.
So you get a lot of quacks, you get a lot of, and you'd be very surprised how many guys who are high-level, big-time coaches in the sport of mixed martial arts sitting in the corner of these huge fights that don't have the accolades and don't have the experience. But it's the world that we live in. You got to sift through the BS.
It is. Well, I appreciate the advice, man. And what was the name of your gym?
Nashville MMA.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll have to check that out.
Yes, sir.
But let's get into the long one.
Yes, sir.
No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.